ask you to stand and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman,
Present.
Thomas Wood,
Here.
Barbara Hebert is absent, Charles Kostick,
Here.
Dana Isabella,
Here.
James Coffey is absent, and I, Katie Cavucci, is present.
Before I start this meeting, I would like to ask for a moment of silence in regards of a firefighter, Robert Roy of Cumberland Head Fire Department, who recently passed away. Condolences go to the department, his friends, his family, both in the fire service and EMS. But if you could join me in a moment of silence, he was one of our own. Thank you. Just want to again extend our deepest condolence to his family. I did reach out to the chief of that department to let them know if they needed anything. We'll begin the new year with our organizational meeting with resolution 1, approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. And I apologize, I'm wearing a mask tonight because I'm getting over a little bit of a cold. So resolution 001, approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of October 19th, 26th, November 2nd, and 9th, and November 16th, December 7th be approved, and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion? Wood. Is there a second?
Second.
Ostick. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry. Resolution 2, the abstract.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 1A-2024 for 2023 in the amount of $216,099.95. Abstract 1A-2024 prepays for 2023 in the amount of $590,451.79. And number 1A-2024 for 2024 in the amount of $114,098.02. Be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay said abstracts.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Let me give it Wood. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion. All those in favor, please say aye. Resolution does carry. Resolution 3, monthly department reports.
Resolved to receive and place on file monthly department head reports as follows. The highway superintendent for November of 2023, Parks and Recreation for December of 2023, and the town clerk for November of 2023.
Is there a motion? Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Ostick, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Resolution carries. Resolution 4, supervisor to retain original of all correspondence.
Resolved that the supervisor be authorized to retain the originals of correspondence he receives and file photocopies with the town clerk.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Ostick, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 5, supervisor shall be in charge of all special districts.
Resolved that the supervisor, Michael S. Cashman, and in his absence, the deputy supervisor, shall be in charge of all special districts, which includes water, sewer, ambulance, stormwater management districts, consolidated highway district, and lighting district pursuant to section 29 of town law.
Is there a motion? Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Isabella, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Resolution carries. Resolution 6, supervisor shall act as chief fiscal officer for the town of Plattsburgh.
Resolved that Supervisor Michael S. Cashman, as the chief fiscal officer for the year 2024, be authorized and directed to deposit idle monies into interest-bearing accounts or to purchase certificates of deposit from any town funds, including special districts in the Adirondack Bank, Key Bank of New York, TD Bank, Glenswald National Bank and Trust, Company, Champlain National Bank, NBT Bank, NYC, LASS, Jeffries, LLC, Harborside Financial, Piper, Sandler & Co., or Community Bank, pursuant to Section 64, Subdivision 1 of Town Law, and be it further resolved that the general highway and special district funds be deposited in checking accounts with the aforementioned banks, with offices located in the town of Plattsburgh for the year of 2024, or any other bank that provides the necessary collateral as required by audit and control. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second?
Isabella, is there any discussion?
Yeah, here, Class and Jeffries LLC, those are new, Harborside?
These are all of the respondents under the business department.
Okay, because I didn't see those in previous years.
Yep, these are all the respondents under what we are affixed to. Yep.
Okay.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Thank you. Resolution 007, authorized to pay public utility service claims.
Resolved that pursuant to Section 118 of Town Law, the supervisor be authorized to pay claims for public utility services, electric, gas, water, sewer, fuel, oil, and telephone, postage, freight, and express charges before they are audited. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
And I'll call it again. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. See, we have quite the comedy troupe here tonight. Resolution 08, purchase procedures for goods and services.
Resolved that the town of Plattsburgh adopted procedure policies as indicated in the town's official policy book shall be the procedures to be followed by all elected and appointed officials and town employees for the year of 2024. For the purchase of commodities, equipment, or goods for public works projects or contracts, for professional services and consultants for purchase order policy and cash disbursement procedures. It is further resolved that the town board does authorize and order that the purchase order policies and cash disbursement procedures as outlined in Schedules A, B, C, and D shall become the policy and procedures to be followed by the town of Plattsburgh personnel for purchase orders and cash disbursements for the year of 2024. It is further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 9, petty cash for town officials.
Resolved that pursuant to Section 64 of Town Law, petty cash funds be established for town officials for 2024 as follows. The finance manager has 100 in petty cash, town clerk 200, receiver of taxes and assessments 400, and the town justices have 100 each. It is further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Resolution carries. 10, salaries and payday for elected and appointed officials.
Resolved that pursuant to Section 27 of Town Law, all elected and appointed officials shall be paid bi-weekly on Wednesdays beginning January 3rd of 2024, with the exception of the town attorney, counselors, historian, and town justices who will be paid on the last payroll of each month. And be further resolved that the salaries of all elected and appointed officials be affixed as indicated by the approved budget for 2024, and a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second?
Isabella, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Vote before I even call it, Tom.
Oh,
Resolution 11, town board meetings for 2024.
Resolved that the regular monthly and semi-monthly meetings of the town board be held on the first and third Thursday respectively of each month at 6 p.m. Prevailing time in the town hall, the town of Plattsburgh at 151 Banker Road, Plattsburgh, New York. It is further resolved that informal work session meetings for the town board shall be held on the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. prevailing time in the town hall of town of Plattsburgh at 151 Banker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, pursuant to Section 62 of Town Law. It is further resolved that on occasion the town board will meet 15 minutes earlier to distribute material to councilors and prepare for the meetings. And it be further resolved that in the event that there is a fifth Thursday in any month, meetings will be scheduled at the discretion of the supervisor. It will be further resolved that due to holidays and conflicts, the town board does hereby change the dates of its respective scheduled meetings as follows. No meeting on Thursday, July 4th, and no meeting on Thursday, November 28th of 2024.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, and Isabella. The one thing that I will note has been almost tradition is giving travel on holidays in December. We will play it here by when that last meeting at the end of the year will be, but that's why it's not listed here. But traditionally, it sometimes has been the second week in December, sometimes in the third, so just putting that out there, and that will get dictated as we get a little bit closer. So, with nothing further, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution is carried. Thank you. Resolution 12, the investment policy.
Resolved that the attached Town of Plattsburgh 2024 investment policy be, and the same hereby is approved effective this date, and the supervisor is authorized and directed to implement the same for the town and to schedule an annual review of said policy by the Town Board Audit Committee for the purpose of reviewing and recommending to the Town Board any amendments thereto. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Finance Manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Villa, is there a second?
Second.
Osnick, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution is carried. Thank you. Resolution 13, naming of the official town newspaper.
Resolved that pursuant to Section 64 of Town Law, the Press Republic can be named as the official newspaper for the Town of Plattsburgh.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Osnick, is there a second?
Second.
Villa, is there a discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Resolution carries. Resolution 14, authorizing the supervisor to enter into an agreement with James J. Coffey Esquire to provide legal services.
Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh wishes to retain the services of James J. Coffey Esquire as an independent contractor that is an appointed official to provide legal services on behalf of the town. Whereas James J. Coffey Esquire has offered to provide legal services to the town, and whereas the town desires to retain James J. Coffey to perform those legal services. Now therefore, the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh, in regular session, duly convened, does hereby, 1, authorize the supervisor to execute the attached agreement with James J. Coffey Esquire to furnish and perform legal services for the town, which are the subject of the attached agreement. 2, for the above services as outlined, the attorney will submit an appropriate voucher to the town for audit and payment of the legal services rendered during the prior month. 3, James J. Coffey Esquire will be entitled to protection under the public officials liability policy for the town. And 4, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Osnick, any discussion?
Question, is, are anybody supposed to get this that doesn't have any?
No, because
No?
it'll be filed under Katie's office,
Okay.
their contracts and such. The only thing that I would say is that this has been a continuation. A number of years ago, James was a more traditional employee, transitioned into a contract employee. This has worked out really well, and we've been taking it year by year. And I would say that the services hasn't changed, so this has worked out well for the town. So, with nothing further, all those in favor, please say aye. Resolution carries. Resolution 15, the Town of Plattsburgh Website Management Independent Contractor Consultant Agreement.
Whereas the consulting firm Kimmel Services LLC, located at 15 Duke Avenue in Katyville, New York, has prepared and submitted a proposal between the Town of Plattsburgh and Kimmel Services to provide website development and management on a contractual basis for 2024. Therefore be resolved that the Town of Plattsburgh, a municipal corporation, organized and existing under and by virtue of the laws of the state of New York, with offices and principal place of business at 151 Banker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, party of the first part, and David Kimmel, the contractor, now residing at 15 Duke Ave, Katyville, New York, party of the second part, in consideration of the promises, mutual convenience, covenants, and agreement attached, do hereby mutually agree to the attached agreement, and be it further resolved that Mr. Kimmel is an independent contractor and shall not be considered an employee or agent for the town, and as contractor is hereby prohibited from assigning, transferring, conveying, subletting, or otherwise disposing of this agreement, or his right, title, or interest herein. And be it further resolved that after review by the town attorney, the supervisor is duly authorized and empowered to execute the attached agreement on behalf of the Town of Plattsburgh. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution and said agreement be given to the Finance Manager and Mr. Kimmel.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Osnick, is there a second?
Second.
Villa, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Resolution carries. Resolution 16, appointment of Fair Housing Officer.
Whereas the Office of Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity administers federal laws and establishes national policies to ensure that all Americans have equal access to the housing of their choice. And whereas the town of Plattsburgh wishes to have an officer who will implement and enforce the Fair Housing Act, and whereas the supervisor on behalf of the town board recommends the appointment of Steve Einhoff as the Fair Housing Officer for the town of Plattsburgh to serve at the pleasure of the supervisor and the town board. Therefore be it resolved that Steve Einhoff is assigned to oversee that fair housing regulations are followed and act as the primary point of contact for all fair housing related issues. And be it further resolved that Mr. Einhoff take an oath of office within 30 days of his appointment, and a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, the LDC board, and a copy be placed in his personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Sosnick, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 17, Fire District Liaison for 2024.
Whereas the town board of the town of Plattsburgh desires to maintain effective communications with the various fire districts and volunteer fire departments situated within the town of Plattsburgh, and provide to each fire district and department a town board member as liaison. Now therefore be it resolved that Councilor Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to serve as a town liaison with the Fire District Number 3 and District Number 3 Fire Department. And it is further resolved that Councilor Dana Isabella be appointed to serve as town liaison with the Kittyville Fire District and Kittyville Fire Department. It is further resolved that Councilor Thomas E. Wood be appointed to serve as a town liaison with the Morrisonville Fire District and Morrisonville Fire Department. It is further resolved that Councilor Charles A. Costick be appointed to serve as a town liaison with the South Plattsburgh Fire District and South Plattsburgh Fire Department. And it is further resolved that Supervisor Michael S. Cashman be appointed to serve as town liaison with the Cumberland Head Fire District and Cumberland Head Fire Departments.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Sosnick, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Get your reading voice on, Katie. Resolution 18, Committee Appointments for 2024.
Resolved that the councilors Barbara Hebert and Dana Isabella be appointed to serve on the Assessing, Planning, and Zoning Committees for the year 2024. This committee shall assist with rezoning, updating, zoning, and matters concerning assessing. It's further resolved that councilors Barbara Hebert and Dana Isabella appointed to the auditing committees for the year 2024. This committee shall examine all vouchers presented to the town board for payment. It's further resolved that Councilor Barbara Hebert is be appointed to serve on the Finance Committee for the year 2024 and is to report to the town supervisor and town board its findings. And it's further resolved that Councilors Chuck Costick and Dana Isabella be appointed to serve on the Building and Grounds Committee for the year 2024. This committee shall make reports and recommendations on all town buildings and properties, including special districts. It's further resolved that Councilors Chuck Costick and Barbara Hebert be appointed to serve on the Community Services and Ambulance Committees for the year 2024. This committee shall concern itself with liaison and cooperation with municipalities and ambulance service providers in the matters of joint service issues that may be presented to the town board. It is further resolved that Councilors Tom Wood and Dana Isabella be appointed to serve on the Highway Committee for the year 2024. This committee is to observe the conditions of all highway equipment, road signs, and town highways, and therefore report to the town superintendent of highways and to the town board on said conditions and recommendations. And it is further resolved that Councilors Tom Wood and Dana Isabella be appointed to serve on the Justice Court Committee for the year 2024. This committee shall advise the office staff and make a report of conditions and recommendations to the town board. It is further resolved that Councilors Chuck Costick and Barbara Hebert be appointed to serve on the Personnel Committee for the year 2024. This committee shall advise the office staff and make a report of conditions and recommendations to the town board. It is further resolved that Councilors Chuck Costick and Tom Wood be appointed to serve on the Safety Committee for the year 2024. This committee shall review all reported employee accidents, preside over employee safety meetings, and make reports and recommendations to the town board. It is further resolved that Councilors Barbara Hebert and Tom Wood be appointed to serve on the Tax Receiver and Town Clerk Committees for the year of 2024. This committee shall advise the office staff and make a report of conditions and recommendations to the town board. It is further resolved that Councilors Tom Wood and Chuck Costick be appointed to serve on the Water and Wastewater Committee for the year 2024. This committee shall inspect the water and sewer facilities and make a report of conditions and recommendations to the Water and Wastewater Director and the town board. And it is further resolved that Councilors Chuck Costick and Dana Isabella be appointed to serve on the Youth Services and Recreation Committees for the year of 2024. This committee shall advise the Youth Services and Recreation Director and make a report of conditions and recommendations to the town board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Sosnick. I just want to make a brief statement. This is a continuation of the committee structure that we have had this year. When I engage with my colleagues as supervisors around the state through the Association of Town, something that I feel that sets us apart is the collaborative nature that our town board has with the professional staff here. And what I mean by professional staff is not by, individuals that work up front or out back or any of that type of stuff. I truly mean that the staff, the employees, the team members that here are supremely professional, and the collaborative nature sets us apart. And they are the quote-unquote subject experts. This board has always asked good questions, tough questions when are necessary and appropriate, but I want to thank you for the time and energy that you put into that work, because that is a huge component of what this board does and why I think we are as successful as we can be. And that's not to say that we're not perfect, but often when we have these meetings, I lean to the members of the committees to speak of what's going on in that area, because not one person or any individual can be a subject expert on anything, and the share of the work in this nature is just, I think, incredibly successful. So thank you all for what you folks do in this nature. The last thing I will say in that is, as we have done from time to time, I will always remind this board that should we get to a point in the year where we need to make some changes, we have done so. So just keep that in mind, that a recalibration can occur. Schedules changes, people's lives change and stuff like that. So just please keep that in mind. With anything further, any other points of discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Thank you. Resolution 19, appointment of the Town of Plattsburgh delegate for the 2024 Association of Towns Annual Meeting and Training School.
Whereas training for municipal employees and officials is being held in New York City, February 18th through the 21st of 2024, and as a member of the Association of Towns in the Town of Plattsburgh has certain privileges. Therefore, be it resolved that Michael S. Cashman be appointed the official representative of the Town of Plattsburgh and be allowed to cast their vote on behalf of the town at the 2024 annual meeting and training school of the Association of Towns, and Charles A. Costick be the alternate delegate if needed. Be further resolved that copies of this resolution be given to Michael S. Cashman and Charles A. Costick, and that one be placed in each of the personnel files, and that the supervisor complete the certificate of designation noting himself as the official town delegate.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Bill? Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 20, we're almost there, folks. Drug and alcohol testing program agreement.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh desires to implement a drug and alcohol program according to the U.S. Department of Transportation Highway Administration for current and prospective employees of the town who are required to have a commercial driver's license, CDL, and operate a commercial vehicle as stated in federal regulations and all others as per New York State law and town policy. And whereas Industrial Med Testing located at 220 Tomberlin Road, Plattsburgh, New York operates an occupational medicine service for the performance of drug and alcohol testing services to employers and other organizations. And whereas the Town of Plattsburgh desires to contract with Industrial Med Testing to provide such services to the employees of the Town of Plattsburgh. And whereas the term of this agreement shall be for 1 year commencing on January 1st of 2024, and Industrial Med Testing shall provide the services set forth in the contract attached hereto, and made a part hereof by reference. Therefore be it resolved that the supervisor be approved to enter into the attached agreement with the Med Testing, and a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, designated employer representatives, Industrial Med, and Gallagher Insurance.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 21, senior planner promotion for Jessica.
Whereas after deliberations with the Planning and Community Development Department head, members of Personnel Committee and Council of the Public Sector HR Consultants LLC, and whereas Ms. Jessica Cockett has been recommended for the promotion of the title of Senior Planner, and whereas her qualifications have been reviewed by the County Department of Personnel and has been determined appropriate, therefore be it resolved that this promotion will take effect January 1st of 2024 with a 12-week probationary period. Ms. Cockett in grade 10, step 1, with an annual salary of $76,939.20, It is further resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents to promote Ms. Kogut to the position of senior planner. And be it further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and be placed in Ms. Kogut's personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Villa, any discussion?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know, Jess is an important part of this team and has worked really hard, and I'm excited to see this.
She's been a great asset to that
Yeah.
department, and I don't think you can say enough good things about what she's added to the team here at the town.
She keeps morale up. I'm just all kinds of
She
things about-
does.
In a lot of different
You know.
ways, you're right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then on another note, there's a typo at the end, resolved
Yeah.
is spelled wrong.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I knew you'd hit it right on there. We are very, very fortunate to have Jess, and, you know, she exemplifies the type of folks that we have here. So she's definitely top-notch, and look forward to having her recognized, and I'm glad that she's here as a town employee. So with nothing further, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry. Thank you. Resolution 22, agreement with Eagles Nest Veterinary Services for dangerous dogs in the town of Plattsburgh.
Whereas on occasion it is necessary for the dog control officers to kennel dangerous dogs and provide other kennel services as appropriate and approved by the supervisor. And whereas Eagles Nest Veterinary Hospital has submitted a renewal agreement to the town for service from January 1st of 2024 to December 31st of 2024 with a retainer of $500, as stated in the agreement. Therefore be resolved that after the town attorney's review, the supervisor be authorized to sign an agreement between Eagles Nest Veterinary Services and the town of Plattsburgh to meet the regulations from agriculture and markets concerning dangerous dogs and any rules and regulations promulgated pursuant thereto in relation to the seizure, holding, care, redemption, and disposition of seized dogs in the town of Plattsburgh. And be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given the temporary dog control officer, the town clerk, and Eagles Nest Veterinary located at 34 Skyway Plaza, Suite 2 in Plattsburgh, New York.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Constant, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, discussion? I just want to thank Katie for your work in this regard, so thank you very much. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 23, November 2023, budget amendment.
Whereas the town may need to amend the 2023 budget to reflect changes in revenues and expenditures during the year, and whereas the budget amendments will be offset from existing fund balance or additional revenues, therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh authorize the following budget amendment as attached, and be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Bella? Is there a second?
Second?
Constant, any discussion?
This includes the whole year, right? Just including December?
Yeah. Nothing further? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry. Thank you. Resolution 24.
Resolved to receive and place on file a letter from Highway Superintendent Greg Brunel appointing Jason Cook as Deputy Highway Superintendent effective January 1st of 2024. Be further resolved that it has been past practice, Mr. Cook shall receive a stipend as Deputy Highway Superintendent in the amount of $2,500. It is further resolved that Mr. Cook take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and a certified copy of the resolution be given to the Finance Manager, Highway Department Superintendent, and the Clinton County Department of Personnel for tier final approval. And finally, a copy be placed in Mr. Cook's personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Bella?
Second.
Wood? Discussion, I just want to provide, because Greg Brunel has taken the position as highway superintendent. He is now an elected, fully elected official. He had filled out part of a partial term or remaining term. I do want to read the letter in full because I think it does signify a lot. I would like to submit my recommendation for appointment to Jason Cook as the new Deputy Highway Superintendent effective January 1st, 2024. Jason has worked for the town of Plattsburgh for over 21 years and currently serves as crew supervisor in the Highway Department. His experience, dedication, motivation, and commitment to improving all aspects of the Highway Department make him the best candidate for the job. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact. The reason that I wanted to also bring that up is by request of the highway superintendent last year, the town did put forward a public hearing and a local law where the highway superintendent deputy is not a town resident, but we did follow the local law. Jason is such an individual, and I would just remind the board, there are protocols to that should Greg, you know, not saying that it will happen, but just putting that asterisk on, sometimes things happen. There's a process by which Jason would not assume those responsibilities, but would help maintain certain, and then the board would have to fill that position as has been done in the past in previous things. I just wanted to provide that clarification because it's the first time that local law is being optioned. But Jason has an incredible amount of experience, and I know that when Greg was looking at the considerations for that appointment, he didn't take it lightly, and I think it was justified in his letter. So I just wanted to note that because it's the first time the law is being optioned. Any other further discussion?
I'd say the other thing about Jason that I want to just note is that his institutional knowledge and the infrastructure here in the town of Plattsburgh is outstanding and something that really is necessary, I think, for this particular position. So.
Yeah. And over the many years, Jason has had many different opportunities to find himself in other places of employment, without going into any immediate details. But he has been a sought-after individual, and very glad to see Jason continue to be part of our team. He's highly skilled, highly dedicated, and I think he'll contribute a lot to that department. So, all right, with nothing further, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Resolution does carry. We are at that time. I know no need to go into an executive session. Is there a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
So,
Costick, is there a second?
Second?
All those in favor, any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We will adjourn tonight's meeting at 6:34 p.m. Happy New Year, please drive safe. The last statement that I will make is next week's meeting is a work session. I had some plans that will take me out of town next week. There will be a work session, but Chuck will be chairing the meeting. And I want to end by saying I want to thank Chuck for continuing in his position as deputy supervisor. Very capable hands, and just thank you very much. Lots of new things. All right.